What up, boys? What up, boys? How we doing? How we doing? Bro, not again. I better not be lagging again. Doesn't look like it's too bad. But I'm going to be monitoring it. What's poppin', boys? Welcome back. Welcome back. How we doing? Anybody been watching the NCAAs today or what? We just wrapped up with the semifinal round. On to the finals tomorrow. Lots of cool stuff happening in the NCAAs. But what up, Meat Rocket? Shout out to Meat Rocket for being first in the chat. What's poppin', Dun Daughter? Big up, homie. You're retarded. Good to see you in here, homie. Looks like Meat Rocket's rocking with Movsar by decision. Yeah, you guys see the thumbnail, right? You see the thumbnail. Who wins? I mean, the boys had a hell of a face-off today. They had a hell of a face-off. We could just let this shit run real quick. Hell of a face-off. It was that right there for me. It was the side eye right there for me. In my opinion, you know, I will give this face off. I know that Lerone tried to mog Movsar, but I sensed a little bit of backing off. You see, Movsar comes in jolly, right? Lerone comes in super serious, trying to set the temperature. Movsar reads the temperature. See that switch up? Look. Looking down, right? Boom. You see it. It's very subtle. Boom. All right. See how Lerone stops getting close after that? I feel like Lerone might have wanted to go nose to nose, forehead to forehead. Oh, maybe Lerone is still getting close. He is going nose to nose. Look at him. Then he backs off. I just feel like Lerone might have backed off a little bit here because he felt it from Movsar. Now it's nothing. It's just a face-off, but shit. That's my opinion. You see how Movsar just like sat in with it all, and Lerone's the one who kind of backed up after bumping noses. See that? Boom. Who backed up? Boom. See that? Very subtle. It was that for me, though, right there. It's on. You try to punk me. You posted tweets about dropping me. It's on. Movsar ready to go. So is Lerone, though. So is Lerone. I've been seeing all the storylines, though. Lerone has no takedown defense. He's been taken down at will his whole UFC career. I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it all. Dylan says Lerone looks like he's juicing. What's poppin', Dylan? Manny Moron, Emmett win his 10,000th overhand misses. You know what? Take advantage of me. Manny, I think you said that last night in the chat. Did you not, homie? Did you not say that last night in the chat as well? It's still on your mind? Oh, yeah. Look, Yuri says, Manny Moron, you say that in every chat. W Yuri for noticing. That shit's still on his mind. I'm tripping over that. That's too good, Manny Moron. Here he is with it again. He just be spamming the same fucking comment. He got it copy and pasted. I'm going to put money on both Movsar and Murphy. Well, that would be retarded, homie. That would be the second half of your name. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I see it. But in other news, I mean, we can get back to this, but in other news, what else we'll talk about today, just to give you guys a little rundown. Shavkat Rakhmonov divorced. Wasn't really aware this was going on, but I did see something like this come across my timeline yesterday, and I didn't do much about it. I just kind of scrolled right past it, and then it's always those ones sometimes where you like didn't really read it, but you had a feeling it was something, but you're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna go back to check. That's what this post was when I first saw it. And then more people picked it up and they said he's getting divorced. So now I'm on to it. But Shavkat Rakhmonov's pregnant wife announces they have divorced, claims he's a deadbeat father. Here's the quote: "Today he rejected his own children, saying they resemble their mother too much." I mean, diabolical. Diabolical, if so, from Shavkat. Do I really care that much? Not really. Not really, you know? But homie definitely gives no fucks if this is all true. But, spoiler alert, the same person who reported on this news, Mr. Agent MMA, this is the first person who reported it. He's going ahead and saying, was Shavkat's divorce staged? Shavkat's wife says they are now divorced. Gulyam Rakhmonov and her son were injured in a July 27th, 2025 crash in Kazakhstan in which two women died. Under Kazakh law, a court may postpone or mitigate the execution of a sentence if someone legally qualifies as a single parent caring for minor children. So, do I need to read that twice, or did you guys get it the first time? Okay. Shavkat and his wife could potentially be scamming. Shavkat been out for a minute, multiple injuries, multiple surgeries. Guy's only been fighting once a year before that anyway. Can't imagine he's got a lot of bread. I can't imagine he does. I mean, it's honestly kind of stupid just to throw that guy money at this point. So, not to say he's broke, but I would say that, life's life in for Hamzat. And I don't know. But under Kazakh law, a court may postpone or mitigate the execution of a sentence if someone legally qualifies as a single parent caring for minor children. She got 4 of them, 1 on the way. Newly single parent. There was a suspicious crash July 27th. Son was allegedly injured. No clue if they have anything to do with each other or not, but this is what homie's bringing up. So I figured I'd bring it to you. But once again, loud and clear, no clue whether, one has to do with the other or not. No clue. Part of me now is thinking like, as long as somebody didn't die, you're not really facing charges. If you totaled your own car, what's the big deal? You feel me? So I'd like to get more information on this car crash to make up my opinion. But, just figured I'd include this in here. So that's the Shavkat Rakhmonov news. Then, there's another post, something about Dan Hooker addressing the gay allegations. So we'll speak on that. But before we go back to the Movsar Lerone Murphy fight, maybe I should go back to that, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling telling you guys about this scramble of the tournament, this scrap of the tournament right here. Honestly, has anyone been watching the NCAA tournament, or you guys aren't interested in that shit? Because if you're not interested in that shit, I'm disappointed in you. But what up, Otto? Otto says, yo, hope you all have a great one out there, and you too, man. Hope you're having a great one. I'm having a good one, homie. Thanks for dropping in. And then Perfecto, we're here, big dog. Shout out Perfecto, my man. Good to see you in here. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. So Manny goes, what's even going on with Shavkat, though? Kind of feel bad for him. I mean, why feel bad for him? Why feel bad for the guy? Can you answer me that one? Why the fuck feel bad for him? Winner of Movsar versus Murphy faces the winner of Volk versus Lopez. Movsar versus Murphy. Volk versus Lopez 3, huh? That would be worse than Volk versus Gene Silva next, to be honest with you. And Volk is talking about wanting to avenge his loss to Islam through Movsar. So I think Gene Silva big capping. Gene Silva always big capping. But I haven't said this yet, so here's the daily reminder, everybody. Like the stream if you have not liked the stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I mean, it's bleak in these streets. It's bleak in these streets when it comes to news, when it comes to fights going on. The biggest thing to talk about today is like PFL. And I'm just not going to do it. I don't got it in me. Maybe we'll look at Costello Van Steenis's finish over Fabian Edwards. But, that's the big topic. AJ McKee gets a win. It's just so like lifeless, bro. It's so lifeless. And I guess I'll speak on it when we get to it. I will speak on it when we get to it because there is a problem with it. There's a big glaring problem with martial arts. And it's like, I don't understand why we don't address it. And it does tie in with NCAA wrestling, my theory. But in other words, there's nothing that certifies these fighters, right? We need history. And unfortunately, MMA doesn't have history, right? And the whole time of doing it, Dana White always says, now I'm going to go on a rant. Dana White always says, boxing, in the X amount of years, they haven't created shit. Well, I don't know. It's about perspective. And, there's another version of that exists in MMA, right? And what is that exactly? Well, that would be, like I said, the only lasting organization is the UFC. But what is the proving ground for MMA? What would be the proving ground for MMA? What justifies you as an elite level fighter that we want to see? Does it mean you're signed to the PFL? Because in my opinion, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. Because still, if you're signed to the PFL, answer me what you've accomplished. And you could say, oh, well, Costello Vestinis won the belt over there. But let's just put them all together. What have all of them accomplished, bro? It's dog shit. Not even Johnny Eblen, the best wrestler in there, right? What's his biggest accomplishment in college? He's a college wrestler. What's his biggest accomplishment? The most accomplished guy is like a D3 wrestler. AJ McKee. What's AJ McKee's biggest accomplishment? At least in boxing, right? There's a world stage where everything is judged upon, and you can bring that into the professional level. I'm talking about the Olympics. If you've been in these streams, I've preached this so many times, but not even the Olympics, okay? Well, yeah, pretty much the Olympics for MMA. Pretty much the Olympics for MMA. Because look at this one right here, right? If you want to see wrestlers on the world stage, you see how they did in the NCAAs. Not just anybody off the streets that's been wrestling for 2.5 years can go ahead and get on the Olympic team. You have to have been an NCAA college wrestler, so to speak. You have to have maybe not done this because Henry Cejudo surpassed the system, but there's a system of ranks that you come up in. There's a system of tournaments that you win, that gain you clout, that gain you notoriety. That when you reach the top, you have a storyline to you. You've beat people who are accredited in accredited tournaments around the world. MMA does not have this. And that's why, in my opinion, nobody really cares to watch the PFL because we know deep down there's no meaning. Everybody's just as curious, being like, are these guys good? Are they not good? There's no way to tell. There is no way to tell. There is no way to tell. And that's the biggest problem that MMA has today is that, we're not even addressing the big problem. It's like not even an issue of, the lack of support for the PFL. Not at all, bro. Not at all. Not at all. It has nothing to do with the lack of support for PFL. It has to do with the lack of prospects. Okay, and not knowing who's an elite level fighter, because if you could follow certain fighters into certain organizations, it would matter more. So let me get to the point, right? That's the point right there. Now, if an NCAA, let's just equate it like this and let's tie two worlds together, right? But let's speak about them as if they're one world. Actually, we don't need to do that. Let me just speak hypothetically as if the UFC had this magical world I'm talking about, okay? Not the UFC, but MMA had this magical world I'm talking about, which is, Olympics for MMA. It's a bottom line statement that I have, Olympics for MMA, okay? So let's say that there's Olympics for MMA and somebody wins a gold medal in the Olympics in MMA. Okay, well now in the UFC, if they don't happen to sign them, that's still an Olympic gold medalist as a free agent who hasn't been signed by the UFC. Now you might want to go see that Olympic gold medalist compete elsewhere. Now we have a gauge on things. But until something like that happens, I don't really believe in it. And also I would say it's too international. It's way too international. If you're an American company, they try to recreate the UFC a lot of times. And in my opinion, I'm giving out a juicy fucking business idea right now to all these MMA promotions. They're all trying to copy the UFC and have this world title, right? This worldwide thing. Why? I mean, sure, you can bring in some international fighters from here and there, but you should really do that to build your American roster for your American promotion, right? And you might have one or two international champions to make it look a bit more even. But really, you want to create an organization that's below the UFC, so to speak, or, yeah, pretty much below the UFC, but you're building American fighters, you're building up an American promotion. Something along those lines. But that would require more thoughts. That's just me spitballing ideas. But that is a pretty good idea, in my opinion. I'd have to map that out and see where that could take people. But something like that, to me, something like that would be kind of cool. More nationalist. And American fans could get behind it. American fighters. Kind of like an RAF of MMA, if you will. RAF is primarily American wrestlers, right? It's the American wrestling scene, but they mix in some international wrestlers from here and there. But what are the names that they're selling on the headliner? It's, Henry Cejudo, Uriah Faber type shit. Arman Tsarukyan, Giorgio Paulus type shit. American fan bases. I know Arman's not necessarily American, but it's close enough. The UFC's been able to normalize international fighters, but that doesn't mean, right, that every other promotion can normalize international fighters. Like Fabian and fucking Costello in like wherever the fuck they're in right now, Denmark. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. Where's the loyalty to anything? Why should an American fucking fan care about that bullshit? That's the rant for the day, probably. That's the rant for the day. There's no proving ground for MMA. That's why, I could give a fuck about the PFL. Because who knows how good those guys really are. The only proving ground is the UFC. If you beat somebody in the UFC, I know how good you are. Unfortunately, though, that's unfortunate that the only proving ground that exists is the UFC. Sure, there might be pancreation and things of that nature, but, it's not as widely competed in because those organizations are competing with, regional MMA scenes as well, like LFA and shit. So I'm just saying MMA is a very messy field. And it should be more streamlined, as a boxing, as NCAA wrestling, to Olympic sports. And you can see the amateur scene that they come in, and they're two different ones, right? Part of the amateur scene for Olympic wrestling in the US is college, is the NCAAs, because it's a college sport. But in boxing, they still figured out a way that's called the amateurs. It's a real official thing. It's not these little organizations, right, where like Ryan Garcia was competing in when he was, 17 years old and shit. Like, and a lot of these guys don't even compete in MMA when they're 15, 16. And if they do, who knows how good the talent is? There's no way to gauge it. You don't have all the best kids in the world showing up to a little tournament. Sorry, not in the world. This is what I'm speaking about, though. You don't have all the best kids in the U.S. showing up to a little MMA tournament somewhere. You just don't, bro. You might, but like it's not well known. And if it was well enough known, they would be flexing stats like this. Like so and so's a 2-time, 5-time, national amateur MMA champion. We don't even have shit like that. But anyway, that's a tangent. That's a side note because I was speaking about PFL because, that's the shit to talk about today. And it's like, why would anyone talk about the PFL when the NCAA championships are going on? These young men are fucking savages out here. And I'm about to show you the scrap of the fucking tournament right here that went down this morning. These young men are absolute savages. And I would never waste my time, honestly, watching Costello Van Steenis and Fabian Edwards. Just wouldn't want to do it. What about Ryzen Fighting Federation? Well, that's different because it's international, and they do their thing over there. It's chill. They're I don't know. I don't really got much to say about it, but I think that if, MMA became an Olympic sport, right? Now Japan is going to start competing in the MMA Olympics. It's going to progress things. They're going to have a whole other amateur system over there too. Like, I don't know about the amateurs, right, for boxing in Russia. I know about the amateurs for boxing in the USA. So, they're all going to have to follow suit, but they're all following suit on a common goal, Olympic, MMA. Yeah, Ryzen is cool, but Ryzen and all the international organizations, they're all missing the amateur, proving grounds to get to the Olympics. And then you can go pro. That's what I'm saying MMA is missing. It's not about any organization. You could name off one championship. It's not really about the organization. It's more so about, the building up system and how you can certify guys and how what you're watching is legit. That's the main thing. How what you're watching is legit. And honestly, yeah, with that being said too, maybe MMA is too oversaturated. How the fuck is PFL going to put on like 16 fights, and they're all going to be like elite guys? There's probably not even enough. There's probably not even enough good guys out there to put on a PFL card. Just think about it. Let's watch this scrap of the tournament. People forget about Mokayev's amateur record. Things of that nature, Dylan, are what I'm talking about. Things of that nature are what I'm talking about. I just wish that there was a more common proving ground for everybody to be on the same type of path. But I think that MMA is such a shit sport for the simple fact, not that MMA is a shit sport, but what makes MMA a shit sport is that everybody is getting into the sport trying to make money. And to some degree, I think it does need to be like government regulated on the amateur scene, and you can get funding and shit like that instead of having it be a business all the time, but that all comes from making it an Olympic sport. Manny says, I like Perry Punch because he keeps it real. He has true passion for the sport. Honestly, bro, I feel like I'm one of the few who got a true passion for the sport. I'm sure other guys got true passions for the sport, but, you just don't hear it like you hear it from me. I'll tell you guys whether it's good, bad, I'll tell you guys. This isn't what I want to necessarily say about the sport I love, but I'm just sick of the bullshit. Like, honestly, I'm sick of the bullshit, bro. I'm sick of these this is how I really feel. I'm sick of these lost puppy accounts out here posting about the PFL as if it means shit, as if it means anything. It's like, and they think they're helping the cause. It's like, oh boy, you got it so twisted, it's not even funny. You could post PFL for the next 50 years. It's fundamentally flawed, bro. We have no way of gauging how good these guys are. They just roll these guys out. They just simply roll these guys out. And we're just supposed to believe because the PFL chose to pay them money and sign them because they have a financial obligation to put a product on TV. They're financially obligated to ESPN and all these other networks they do business with, right? That these are good fights. Moment of silence for MMA, boys. Moment of silence for MMA as a whole. What's poppin', Space Kid? MVP would beat CM Punk. The earth is flat, says Jim Lotus. Motherfucking Jim. Good to see you, homie. Manny speaking about dream chasing. Honestly, I'm not going to read that whole paragraph. I don't got it in me. Yeah, so, let's see the scramble of the tournament. What do you think about MMA? Joey says Meat Rocket. Is Meat Rocket going to be the only one asking me questions today? I would like to have multiple people asking me questions, but thank you, Meat Rocket, for being the only one to ask me questions right now. Let's watch this takedown one more time and I'll answer your question. Look at this scrap, bro. Fucking scrap. Time expires. 1 second left. Boom. Both sold out. That's essentially the equivalent of going all in. They went all in at the end of that match. In OT, too. In OT, tied 2-2. In OT, tied 2-2. They both shoved all the chips in the middle. One more time, bro. One more time. Boom. And you guys are out here watching Costello versus Fabian Edwards. If anybody did watch that over this, I'm sorry that you did that. But it's like we got shit like this going on right now. Oklahoma versus Penn State. You feel me? David Taylor, former Penn State boy, national champion for Penn State. Cael Sanderson's golden boy. Now Cael Sanderson's arch rival school. OK State versus Penn State. This is where DC came from. Yuri says, every time I join his stream, he's always complaining about something. Says MMA Joey. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm always complaining about something, but shit, I ain't complaining for bad reason. Okay, let me answer homie. Let me answer homie. MMA Joey. I mean, I don't watch like enough of him to really have an opinion. But yeah, I don't know much about Joey to have an opinion. He seems a little bit naive though, if I'm being real. But for some reason, like I don't know why, but people like MMA Joey, I don't know why people like it, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why people follow him. Is it because he seems autistic in a way? Is that why? Because like he seems a little bit off. Same with that dude, the Joker. It seems like people follow him because he comes off like retarded. That's what I was trying to say. Like it seems like people can get famous, or not famous, but like gain followings just I don't know. They come off a little bit retarded. Anyone know what I'm saying or no? I looked at that Joker guy who competed on Brand Risk, and I don't know, he's kind of like a character. So maybe that's why people like Joey. He's a character. As you can tell, I don't got much thoughts on Joey. But yeah, there's not much going on. Let's go through the story and see what I got popping on my story. Honestly, I'll probably only be live for like an hour. I'll probably only be live for like an hour. And it's no big deal. It's just that, there ain't nothing going on. There ain't nothing going on. There ain't nothing to really talk about. But, if you guys keep dropping stuff in the chat, I'll probably start, maybe I'll be live for longer. Let's read this. Let's read this so I can see if I can keep the chat going. Manny says, about MMA Now 27. He's a small MMA YouTuber. He's a chill guy. Yesterday during his live, he said he wanted to collab with you. Would it be possible? What would he want to collab with? What, like interview me or speak about MMA with me? Like, like preview a card or something? Shit, maybe we could make it work. Maybe we could make it work. I see people asking for collabs with the other creators. Maybe we could make it work. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Can I just say that? I wouldn't be opposed. If the guy fucks with me and he wants to do a little collab and he has some idea, then sure, I'd be willing to listen. Space Kid says, yeah, or they act stupid for entertainment. Yeah, something along those lines. I picked up on that. There's a little market for like people just watching like retards online, essentially. I think, Crazy Kev is one of them. I think people are super amused with him because he's like, they find him to be retarded. Kind of like how everybody groups around the retarded kid in high school or middle school. You guys feel me. I know you guys feel me. Me Rocket goes, I just keep hearing all this crap like MMA Joey gets paid by certain people to glaze Muslim fighters, which seems kind of sketchy. Yeah, it's just goofy if that's the case. And then it's like, yeah, getting paid to glaze Muslim fighters, kind of an odd one. Manny says exactly. For example, Speed, Kai, etc. You know what? I'll name drop one. I'll name drop one, and I don't know. I'll just put it into the stratosphere. But I don't know. One of the only ones that I could see, I've been seeing his work. Maybe it would be a fun stream. Okay, I'll shout him out if you guys know him. That guy, Jaden Cable. I like that kid's work. The young man. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I like that young man's work. Jaden Cable, he seems to do a good job. He's kind of, I like how he's kind of funny with it. I fuck with that kid, Jaden. If you're talking about a collab like Kai Speed style, well, then we got to kind of like be on the same tip. I don't want to be with a prude, for example, because in my experience, I make prudes feel very uncomfortable. So there's no point in doing that. But that kid Jaden, he don't seem like a prude, so we could make that work. That little fucker, the little ginger fucker, you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? A little ginger fucker with like the arm sleeve and shit like that. He reminds me of like a prude. He's somebody I wouldn't want to necessarily collab with. Collabs are good. It's a good way to grow the channel. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, shit, me and Jaden, I think we got a couple good fan bases. We should collab our audience together. How does Cable collab with so many fighters? Honestly, I couldn't answer that for you. Could not answer that for you. Jaden's been on a generational run. I don't know if that's what you would call it, but he does a good job for sure. What's your take on White House card? That Jaden, he just understands social media, so he does a great job. I'm not taking nothing away from him. What's your take on the White House card? It's not that bad. It's not that bad when you look at the fights and you already accept that we're not getting the ones we expected to get. It's not that bad. But like on first thought, when you know the fights that could have been made that we missed out on, it's kind of bad. You feel me? Maybe you could collab with Dag MMA. I don't know who Dag MMA is. But you know, back in the day, Jaden actually messaged me and he wanted to like me to post his content and stuff. So, you know, he wanted to utilize the audience, you know, the platform back in the day. So maybe I could reach out to him and be like, yo, you know, sorry I never responded to you, but you know, we could collab if you want to. We'll see. Leo Cooper. No clue who Leo Cooper is. This is a sick takedown. Meyer Shapiro with a sick takedown. Are you interested in the MVP Netflix card with Ronda? Um, nah, man, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm not gonna really watch it. I'm gonna watch the Nate Diaz fight and I'm gonna turn it off, bro. I guess I'll use it for clout, you know, maybe. Probably not. Maybe. I might post about, you know, Francis Ngannou if he knocks out Felipe Lins, but I'm probably not gonna watch it. You feel me? Probably not gonna watch it. I'm not happy about the MVP Netflix card, no. This is the problem with MMA. This is the problem with MMA. You just wheel out anybody. You know, it just speaks to the problem I was speaking on earlier. Ain't nothing going in the sport, and it's because there's no bottom ground to the sport. You know, the sport has no base to it. The base would be, you know, a world amateur scene, aka the Olympics. And until we get that, you know, MMA just sucks. And we're going to continue to get Netflix bullshit like Ronda versus Gina Carano in the main event. Nice little reversal here at the NCAAs. Boom. Boom. Pinned his ass too. Look at all these highlights from the NCAAs though. The scrap of the century right here. Manny says, I feel like Murphy could chin Movsar. But if not, then Movsar by boring decision. The fight ain't going any other way. I feel like Murphy could chin Movsar, but if not, then Movsar by boring decision. The fight ain't going any other way. That's probably a good. That's probably a good analysis. Check out this scramble though. This is a really good scramble. While I'm speaking, just watch this scramble. This is Angelo Ferrari to advance to the semis. He dropped the semis in OT a few hours ago, couple hours ago. But you know, this was to get to the semis in OT again. Crazy scramble while I'm responding to Manny. Um yeah, Manny, that's pretty much how I see it going as well. Hopefully Lerone doesn't get really taken down by Movsar. We shall see. I mean, really, that's all I can say. I guess we shall see. Kind of hoping that Lerone beats Movsar though. Kind of hoping that Lerone beats Movsar. Low key. Dylan says Kita versus Wood is a sleeper banger. Let me look it up. Are you talking Nathaniel Wood? Crazy scramble though here. That was a crazy scramble. That was a crazy scramble. I fuck with Angelo. What time's the card on tomorrow? Oh, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Pacific. Gotta love it. Gotta love a 10 a.m. Pacific card tomorrow, huh, boys? And I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, low saying Keita. For some reason, when you drop Keita in there, I was already previewing the card earlier. I remember Keita. But when you just dropped the last name Keita, it sounds Asian. So I was like imagining like an Asian fighter. That's why I was like Nathaniel Wood, right? But yeah, dope card, dope card. Starting early. Yeah, the card's starting early. So around 10:30, Shamrock versus Al Salwadi will be on. Louis, Antonio Trocali, Mario Pinto, Nathaniel Wood. I mean, good fights. Mason Jones, Axel Sola, Curtis Campbell, Danny Silva, Roman versus Christian, Iwo versus Austin Lane. You know, I'll find out about Iwo tomorrow. MVP versus Sam Patterson, former training partners. Good fights, man. Luke Riley, Michael Aswell. Looks like a toss-up for Riley. Yeah, Evloev versus Murphy. Someone's always got to go. Yeah, I love the other cards too. The early cards are low-key the best. 10 a.m. Fights are over at like 3 p.m. You got the whole day to yourself to sleep. Shit, that's what I probably will be doing tomorrow. After, I'll just pass out. Or shit, go party. For Murphy to win, he'll have to chin Movsar. Looking like it. Shout out Bloodhound Lil Jeff dropping the dub. Oh man, I fucking love the early cards. People forget, man, they be calling Movsar the decision machine, but also Murphy has only 1 KO in the UFC. Rest of it is just decision. I won't be surprised if he could take decision win. Okay. So both are the decision kings. That's how they got their undefeated records. Dylan says not betting advice, but go for the under 2.5. Okay. On Keita versus Wood. Under 2.5, lock in. Lock in. I think Nathaniel, he gets quite a few finishes, does he not? Oh no. 7 decision wins, 3 subs, no knockouts. But he been knocked out once. Oh, by John Dodson only. What about low scene? How does he get his finishes? Oh, 7 KOs. 7 KOs. He been knocked out himself, so okay. Yeah. Maybe a knockout tomorrow or a sub. Nathaniel, would he live on the subs? What else do I got?
So the good thing is we get to go out there and
Oh my god, how annoying is that fucking voice? How annoying is that voice? That Sean Brady cuck voice. Okay, a couple of things, right? Dan Hooker speaks on, you know, his stripper ex-mistress calling him gay, claiming that she found him, you know, speaking to men or something like that on an online gay dating site, something. Swingers, New Zealand.com, something. But you know, here's Dan responding to it on a podcast. Honestly, this girl did irreputable damage to Dan, in my opinion. I look at Dan completely different. Over the last couple years, I've known there was something going on with him. Just couldn't put my finger on it. Obviously, the tattoos were a part of me wondering what the fuck's going on with this guy. But, you know, just the personality, the boisterous personality, you know, I know he kind of already been like this, but I just felt like he was playing it up a bit. You know, and now I know who he was playing it up for all this time. I believe it was his stripper ex-mistress who's now calling him gay. So I don't know. I don't know. Dan's one of these wild boys. He be like dating all kinds of women and OF models and shit. Like, if that's the case, Dan, I guess I would just ask you why. You know, I get that we all have preferences, and I'm sure we could have a funny ass conversation about it. But I would tell you, Dan, I'd be like, bro, why not just like fuck some like low key chicks? Like, you don't got the game or something, or like you don't like what's like, why don't you just go cold approach them style, you know? Like, okay, you don't want to be with your wife all the time. Like, you realize there's an in between fucking your wife 24/7 and fucking OnlyFans models, right? And like strippers. You realize there's a middle ground to that. You could go like hit on a girl. You can go to the bar, pick up a chick, get her number. You know what I mean? Schedule a little date. No one will ever know about it. It doesn't have to be this creepy, goofy shit. Like, my gosh, bro. You got your stripper ex mistress texting your wife about you posting an OnlyFans model on your story. Like, you're a mess, homie. And like I said, you know, if I were talking to you, Dan, it'd be funny as fuck. You know, we'd have a hilarious conversation about it. But at the end of the day, that's really what you're into. Because for me, this is what I gotta say. For me, bro, the second I know you don't really fuck with me like that, you know, like for me, I need to know. Like I'm one of those, I gotta test you. Like if even if I got money, it's like nah. We not playing that game first. Like I'm gonna make sure you like me for nothing before I give you anything. And that's just my opinion. That's my style. You feel me? I'm gonna make sure you like me for nothing before I give you anything. And that's a word of advice to all you boys. You know, you better make sure that bitch likes you for nothing before you give her anything. That's why I encourage, you know, that's why I encourage the motherfucking like shit, ice cream on the first date. Like shit, it ain't nothing special. I ain't doing that. Okay, you better like me after ice cream on the first date. You better kick it with me again. You better be sweet. And if you are, okay, then you can find out that I got it like that. All right. But Dan Hooker, he fucking, you know, he walks up to a girl with his wallet open. He don't even know her yet, and he got his wallet open. All right. That's Dan Hooker. Hey, I'm rich. Will you talk to me? Oh my gosh, bro. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, Dan. That or he got no game. It's probably a mixture of both. But Space Kid says W style, bro. Holy. I mean, come on, Space Kid. Is that not the ultimate? Is that not game maxing at its finest, Space Kid? Tell me that's not game maxing at its finest. Now, you know, I'm also about the long game, so to speak. So, like, you know, yeah, you could do it the bullshit way and lead with the money, right? You could do it the bullshit way and lead with the money, but knowing that she got with you just because of the money, you're going to have to dump her real quick because why keep her around? She ain't a real one. You only keep real ones around. So that's why I say go look for a real one. You feel me? Go manifest a real one. Go spit some game. You know, you might got to get rejected a couple times. You might got to get rejected by a couple married ladies or something like that first. It's all good. Keep plugging away, Mr. Dan Hooker. W ice cream on a first date. I got you, boys. Just listen to me. Okay, listen to me. And actually, I was listening to a clip today of Andrew Tate because someone's calling me Brandon Tate. I'm going to play it for you guys. Even if you hate Andrew Tate, shit, I'm going to play it for you. And you should listen because I'm recommending it. But that's what I got to say about Dan, man. Before we even play this clip of his explanation, that's what I got to say about Dan is like, I just don't respect dudes who, you know, essentially get chicks with money. Because in my opinion, bro, that's the biggest L ever. She don't fuck with you, and how bad you gonna feel when she gets cracked by the dude who got no bread. You feel me? It's way more of a dub. It's way more of a dub, okay, to crack the chick when you're broke. It's way more of a dub. Okay, so even if you do got it like that, shit, you better make her think you don't got it like that, and then make sure she'll hit it or let you hit it. Okay? If you understand, you understand. But it's way more of a dub to get a crack a chick if you don't got bread, and she knows it. Okay? That's going to kill the Dan Hooker on the other end of the totem pole. Because he's going to be like, damn, I couldn't do it like that. You seen that clip of Clav getting slapped? Yeah, these fucking foids, bro. These foids are crazy. These foids are crazy. That bitch got... I hope she kind of like... I'll just say I hope she learned her lesson. I won't say I hope she got arrested. But it's like, these bitches are crazy, bro. I did see that, Space Kid. Shit's wild. It's just weird, too, because she's smiling and being friendly. It's like, dude, women are so weird. So weird. Couldn't even explain that video. But I loved how the security guard grabbed her wrist and she went from like joking and smiling to scared shitless. Yeah, Bloodhound says Brandon Tate dropping knowledge, probably no game or IQ. Yeah. Bloodhound says take some trend and hit the bars. Oh no, take some trend and hit the gym, then the bars. Yeah. I think that the problem with guys who don't got game is it's just like they internalize it if a woman's not down for them. It's like, bro, don't internalize it. It's not that big of a deal. It could be a plethora of things, okay? She could actually like you and still turn you down. That exists out there. Just because they're shy and shit. So, don't let that stop you. W ice cream on a first date. Shout out Ruby Z. Okay, I'm all caught up on chats. Let's hear from Dan Hooker himself.
A lot of things pop up on Instagram, Dan. All the chat about the ladies.
Yeah. So
anything that you want to bring to the table in terms of that?
Or not.
Or not. You don't have to.
Because obviously if we didn't ask you, then people go, you didn't even ask Dan about what's been going on.
Yeah,
to the point where you released your own statement.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, like I can obviously touch on that. First, I feel like a bit more credit needs to go. Well, a lot more credit needs to go to Mrs. Hooker because I think we are realizing that I'm a bit of a wild man, and she's an absolute soldier. She's kept me on track this whole time. I don't think I'd be a functioning human without that woman there having my back, protecting me. And I was in a relationship which was like all above board, and we ended it. And it was kind of like a mutual agreement that it wasn't going to work out. But I don't want to like expose anything too much or say anything that I don't want to. But that kind of led to a bit of a meltdown and a bit of a reaction and a blow up, which is understandable. Hurt people do hurt things. But I don't have any. I don't have any grudge towards her or hold any malice towards her. I hope she moves on and finds another bloke to terrorize.
Now,
a lot of things pop up on Instagram, Dan.
Yeah, okay, Dan. I wasn't expecting all that. Yeah, shout out to Mrs. Hooker for sure. Juice says, what's going on? Shit, we're talking about bitches, homie. We are talking about bitches and talking about game. I was just dropping some game for all the boys in the chat. Space Kid goes, Brandon Loki dropping experience level ball knowledge. Shit. Shout out to Space Kid. Juice says, I understand why you work out at night now. It's like easier to lock in. Yeah, that might be something to it. I feel you. Working out at night, it's fire. Can't really explain it. But I used to be a morning lifter for the longest time. And like maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, I started lifting at night. Much preferred. I think also, if I could say this, I think the atmosphere, I think there's more like serious lifters there too. So it kind of like ups your game because like, you might have a couple more baddies there at rush hour. You also might have a couple more like big dogs there at rush hour. So it kind of like, sometimes I'll get hyped from the atmosphere. But also like finishing your day, it's like you don't got to save nothing either. You know, that might be another thing subconsciously I like about it. You don't got to save nothing if it's pretty much the last thing you do in the day. But sometimes if I lift in the morning, I'll be like, I don't want to exhaust myself too much. I got to go back and work after. You feel me? Also, you got more food in you, you get a better pump. So it could be a lot of things. Sounds like there's all positives to hitting the gym in the morning. Okay, one second. I'm literally here talking, switching through tabs. Got to be the most boring shit ever. Probably one of the last things I'll show you boys, and I'll probably dip. It's like, you know, I'm going live every day, but shit, this got to be one of the most bleak. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I just get too down on any day where there's low news and it just bothers me. But I feel like there's been like a lack of news. I can't tell. Let's review the previous streams after this. Why am I on Champ Rounds? Also, the reason why I work out at night, I could speak about why I work out at night all day, apparently. But the reason why I work out at night is because I do find that after I lift, my productivity goes way down. Like the stuff I get done during the day, if I have to edit a video, for example, and I go start the day by lifting and I come back, there's no shot that I'm editing that video. I've done it too many times. I'm like, I know for a fact now. So yeah, I get the harder stuff out of the way first, like the more brain consuming stuff that really you gotta, you know, use your brain for, like creativity and shit like that. And then I'll go hit the gym. So that's why I tend to hit the gym at night as well. Because if I hit the gym in the morning, bro, there's just no way I'm getting work done. I'm telling you. I'll probably come home, eat, take a fucking nap, wake up, and just be my day's shot. My day's straight shot. So, okay, we're looking for the clip of Andrew Tate that I saw today. Andrew Tate, what, free game? It was something like this. Latest. It was actually solid game from Tate. You know, I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't solid. Bro, why is X so shit? Like, why is this stuff popping up when I look up Andrew Tate? Can someone tell me that? Can someone tell me why this bullshit pops up when I search Andrew Tate? Like, how I did not fucking ask for this. Oh, because it's on the latest? But bro, like, what? Like, I get something from March 19th, from February 15th. Like, bro. I guess March 19th was yesterday. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm losing my marbles. I'm sure that might be it. That's more likely. Losing my marbles because it's slow news day. So annoying how I can't find a clip that I saw today. Nothing pisses me off more. Manny says, I could believe I actually bought Tate's course when he was blowing up. It was about some drop shipping video, which I could have seen in YouTube, but he low-key a solid marketer. Oh, God. Manny, were you in last night's stream by chance or no? Shout out to Manny. Yeah, I don't feel safe in chat rooms when there isn't a mod. Why? I guess I'll... Space Heroes goes, no way you actually bought that. I know. Manny, just never do that again, homie. Oh, Manny says, I joined at last minute yesterday and dropped my Josh Emmett line and dipped. For sure, for sure. I got you. Shout out to Manny. You know, Andrew Tate. Yeah, I guess he's a good marketer. He's something. Okay, the free game that Tate gave was essentially it was 50 a month too. At least it was only 50, homie. If it was more than 50, I'd really be on your ass about it, but I'm gonna let it slide. I'm not gonna go in on you, but I'm just gonna say, Manny, don't do that again, homie. Takes balls to admit that, says Bloodhound. Yeah, it does take balls to admit that, Manny. So shout out to you. The Night Owl says, any Nick Diaz updates? No Nick Diaz updates other than that he posted that you know, he's got a BMF license or something like that. I don't even got it to pull up. But here's the free game from Tate, everybody who's been waiting for it. The free game is this. Let's say you sleep with a chick. You know, he was essentially saying that women, they carry the power until you sleep with them, right? Then you so-called keep the power, or then the power goes over to you. But there's only you know, you need to go through a transfer of power. What's that transfer of power? Well, before you sleep with her, right? You're going to want to be a little bit more enthusiastic. You're not going to want to be too enthusiastic, but you're trying to, you know, you're trying to appease her and keep it all, you know, under wraps, right? All put together, so to speak. This little concoction you're trying to build up, this little crack session you're trying to build up. So you got to be more nice. You got to maybe reach out first and be less mysterious. Let's put it like that. You got to be less mysterious, right? Still a little bit mysterious because, you know, this whole game is a teeter-totter effect. I hope you guys understand that. Never be too much either way, you know, whether it's interested or disinterested. But in the beginning, lean more towards being a bit more interested, but not too much, okay? That's because the power's in her hands. You know, she gets to choose whether or not you get to crack that or not. You feel me? So once you get to crack it, now you go through the exchange of power. How do you do that? Well, I'll tell you. According to Andrew Tate, this is how you're supposed to do it. You become a bit disinterested, right? So you become a bit more disinterested, but you're still cool to her, right? You're still cool to her, but you give her space. You know, you might want to hit her back and be like, you know, let's kick it again, but then don't necessarily be all up on her, right? Or maybe don't even say let's kick it again. Be like, last night was fun, right? Just something casual, but then leave it alone, right? She might be like, oh, well, he doesn't want to hang out with me again, because she might respond, and then you just leave it. Okay, that's the free game. You could text her, be like, last night was fun. She's going to hit you back with a little something, and you leave that shit. You just leave it. Okay? Now the power has been transferred into your hands, right? So, something like that. I'll give you guys one other one. You could say, last night was fun. We should hang out again soon, right? Then she'll say something like, yeah, I'm down, blah, blah, blah. Last night was fun. No response. No response. Okay? Leave it alone. She'll probably text you in a few days. Hey, what are you up to? Right? You opened the door. You said we should hang out again sometime. Now it's her turn to put herself out there, hit you back. So that's what I would say. And then also, if she does hit you back, that means she's kind of a good girl because she's not out here trying to sleep with 10 different dudes, right? So if she hits you back and she goes along with the transfer of power and she starts playing into it a bit, then you know she's a good girl because she's trying to make it work with you, all right? And you want a girl who's going to try to make it work with you. That's how you know she's a good girl. And that's why you don't just go for the baddest bitch. You got to put them through the tests like this. And whoever passed the test, passed the test. But that might not always be the baddest bitch who's going to pass this test. And you need to understand that. That this was a way of telling you how to find a good girl, right? It was also to teach you how to, the transfer of power, but it's also how to find a decent chick. You want her to try to make the relationship work just as much as you. And that's how you test her early in the beginning. She got to be reaching out, Maybe she buy you a little something, right? She was over at your house. She noticed you didn't have something. Maybe next time she comes over, she brings it. That's perfect. That's fucking perfect. Okay, you found her. You found her. You found your golden retriever. You're locked in now. So there we go. There we go. That's the free game. Shit, we got 18 people just sitting in here taking notes. Yeah, that's the free game. That's the free game. Is it just me or is Nick Diaz mad overrated? He could be a bit overrated. He could be a bit overrated. Now, Nate, on the other hand, I don't think that Nate is overrated. But Nick, okay. He didn't beat GSP. I know he got robbed from Carlos Condit, but still. Do we think he's doing okay? I mean, 50-50, Night Owl. Someone sent me a post that Nick posted on his story recently, and it was like, suggesting that he's going to just like dip out completely. Jew, there was tons of drama and no police force. We needed you. Oh, because Jew said, who needs to be muted? Shout out to Mod Jew. This is like the dentist system from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No. I wouldn't be giving you no It's Always Sunny game. I'm giving you the real game. Ain't no comedy in my game. It's real game. Actually, that wasn't even my game. That was Andrew Tate. But I believe it. I believe it. I think that would work. And in my experience, it has worked along those lines. Now, if you're always, keeping the power in her court, you're fucked. Okay, she's going to ghost you. And that's not what you want either. It's just definitely not what you want either. But yeah, you got to make sure she's hitting you up more often. Then you can take her on a nice date once she likes you for nothing. Heard of any other fights on the Netflix card, says Night Owl. No, just the Nate Diaz. Same ones you guys have heard. Nate versus Ngannou. Ronda versus Gina. Nate versus Mike Perry. I'm joking. No worries. Got you. CTE and addiction is hard to overcome. Yeah, I believe Nick probably got both. What up, bro? What up, Useless? What up, everybody filing in now or what? Nah, this just a mellow stream tonight, though. just a mellow stream tonight. I mean, shit, boys. Ain't nothing really going on. I've been live for an hour and 12 minutes, though. I've been live for an hour and 12 minutes, though. But for real, every time I bring up the NCAAs, you guys don't have anything to say. Crazy, boys. You guys should watch the fucking finals tomorrow. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm trying to tell you guys, watch the finals tomorrow. Useless says I didn't get a notification. Oh, I think it's because I set the start time to 9 p.m. and I started it a few minutes early. London card early tomorrow? Yeah, I should get off early and go to sleep early. Probably what I'll do. Because I got to be on the live at 10 a.m. tomorrow. But who do you think wins the whole thing? Well, thank you, Useless, for finally taking the bait on me bringing up the NCAA Wrestling Championships. I mean, I've just been lost out here, homie. Been straight lost out here, trying to just fishing for someone to ask me. I keep casting out my line, right? I keep casting out my line. I've been reeling in this bitch for about an hour and 12 minutes. You feel me? I've been reeling in my line for an hour and 12 minutes trying to get somebody to ask me about the NCAAs. Well, Useless, I think true freshman Jax Forrest is going to win it tomorrow. Now, you know, I give a lot of lore in the chat and I give a lot of game about MMA as well. So, like, you know, I don't know who's heard this in the past, but we spoke about how hard it is as a true freshman to compete point blank, period, right? I said I respect Giorgio Polis for competing as a true freshman, even though he didn't even qualify for the NCAA tournament. He's still a beast. You see Giorgio Polis out here, right? He competed as a true freshman. He didn't even make it to the NCAA tournament. Okay, he lost in the qualifying tournament to get there. This dude right here, Jax Forrest, 133 pounder from Oklahoma State, the #1 seed, true freshman. He's in the finals match tomorrow. And oh boy, am I excited. I got Jax Forrest. David Taylor's, you know, prodigy, essentially. This dude was on the world team too. He's already basically the best wrestler in the whole of the US. Take any aged male. This is why I'm talking about the regional scenes. This is why, because I can say this about Jax, and we know about Jax because he's been proven. Jax beat Vito Araujo to get into the Olympics, essentially. Like, Jax was our American representative on the world stage before he even joined college. And now he competing as a true freshman, going to win an NCAA title, hopefully, you know, tomorrow. I would love to see him do it. And not just him, but he has somebody else on his team who's also competing as a true freshman, who's also competing in the finals tomorrow. I forget his weight, but he got a homie on his team who's also competing as a true freshman, competing in the finals tomorrow. 2 true freshmen on OK State. 2 true freshmen on Oklahoma State. That's crazy. You know, this is where fighters like Jacoby Smith went to Oklahoma State. Jacoby Smith is an All-American. He's in the UFC, obviously. Daniel Cormier, went to Oklahoma State, wrestled against Cael Sanderson in the 185-pound final back in the day. So, like, Oklahoma State is a great school, and they got 2 true freshmen competing in the finals tomorrow. That's absolutely just insane. Absolutely insane. Unheard of, bro. Unfucking heard of. But here's Jax Forrest in the semifinal. You know, this just took place a couple hours ago. Jax in the semifinal against #4 seed Seidel from Virginia Tech. Let's just peep the highlights. You know, Jax Forrest put it on this dude, 14-2 in the semis, true freshman.
And 41 seconds. That's how dominant he's been.
And right in there. Dominated. That was so clean, so quick. Dominant. He puts the leg in, goes for a back arm tilt, but just like that, Seidel is up trying to get a reversal here. These guys just rolling.
Crazy scramble in the first period.
Right,
first minute.
This is good television right here.
Great wrestling.
These boys working.
3 losses, all of them to one another.
Oh, nice.
Great timing.
Dump. Right to a double dump. double.
3.
He's made the changes. Since sudden victory fans, first point scores and wins. It doesn't matter if it's an illegal hold, if it's unnecessary roughness, if it's a takedown. First point scored. And Jax Forrest is just putting it on him. Wow. It's a different Jax Forrest.
He gets his head out. Nothing yet, Rock.
He's going to cut across the body.
Locks his hand.
Boom, gets it again.
There it is. There it is. Nothing there. He's going to drive across.
Time expires.
Nothing.
Homie been...
Nothing. Unbelievable.
Bro, homie Jax Forrest been thugging all tournament, and nobody's really been watching it. But I'm telling you guys, homie Jax Forrest, he been thugging all tournament. He been throwing up this little L every time he wins. I don't know how he does it. He throws up this L every time he wins. Homie been thugging all tournament. That's all I can really say. Okay, he been thugging all tournament though. But Useless is saying, yeah, look, even Yuri says, yeah, why don't you guys in chat ask any questions? Boys. You know what I mean? I don't mind that you don't ask questions, but shit, you should ask, some more questions. Space Kid says it's not that early, man, meaning I don't need to go to bed yet. Fair enough, Space Kid. Fair enough. Useless, one mistake can cost you the whole tournament. Wrestling cardio is a different type of cardio, especially no cage. It's hard to defend deep shots. I'm with you on Jax Forrest, but the competition is crazy. Competition is crazy. For sure it is. But wait, real quick. Okay, Angelo Ferrari. Oh, I already showed you guys this scramble. And this scramble. Hold on, I just want to see this Greco takedown. Greco's only upper body takedowns. Damn. Damn, homie. Boom. Over, under. You don't see this shit. Boom. Greco-Roman's actually dope as fuck. It's only upper body takedowns. Shit like this. It's all, like the phrase, like, Habib Airlines? That essentially is upper body takedowns. I know you can get a lot of lift off of, like, leg takedowns, but Airlines is truly throws. That's why they call it Airlines. Space Kid says, you've seen the Colby clips from the Neon stream? I did. I reacted to some of them. I did react to some of them. Shout out to Colby. But he should probably stop going on Neon stream. The semis wasn't anything super crazy, to be honest. I'm like scrolling through the semis right now. Wasn't anything really crazy. But Jax Forrest will be wrestling against Ohio State's Ben Davino. Ben Davino from Ohio will be number 2 seed against number 1 seed. So let's peep homie who's going to be competing against Jax Forrest tomorrow. Homie got the dub over Penn State. Ben Davino wins in TB over number 3 Marcus Blaze. Penn State rides him out for 30 seconds to punch his ticket to the NCAA finals. Good shit. Mario Pinto tomorrow? Yes, sir. Mario Pinto tomorrow. This guy Aiden Valencia too, he's been killing it, and he's the number 10 seed. Aiden Valencia, he's in the finals tomorrow at 149. He'll be competing. Oh, they didn't post who he'll be competing against. Robadoo, upsetting number 1 seed PJ Duke. I posted this. This was one of the highlights from the semifinals. Boom, right here in OT. In OT reversal. Hitting it. Hitting the reversal for 2. Heartbreaking. Just like Useless was saying, one mistake can cost you the whole tournament. PSU out. 1 match elimination, essentially. It's 2 match elimination, but you lose 1, you lose your chances for first. So yeah, this dude advancing to the finals tomorrow. So we got 3 guys from Oklahoma State in the finals tomorrow. And that guy I was talking about, I'm giving you guys the lore. Go watch it. It's on ESPN Plus. All right, if you got ESPN, go watch it. Yeah, so another one. 125, Luke Liddell over Troy Spratley of Oklahoma. Oh, so Luke Liddell beat Troy. Troy Spratley might be the true freshman. I'm not sure. So the 125-pound final. Let's just look it up real quick. Is Troy Spratley a true freshman? Greco-Roman wrestling above all? Yeah, facts, Nitro. Did you ever wrestle in high school or at all? Yeah. Yeah, I wrestled in high school. And I'm a big fan of college wrestling, so it's a little bit of both, you know? I didn't know all this stuff in high school. To be honest, when I was in high school, I didn't like to watch wrestling. But once I got out of high school, I liked to watch wrestling for some reason. I was a big Bo Nickel fan, too, when he was in college. So it's like a mixture. It's a mixture of me actually wrestling before and then me, like, learning more from watching wrestling. It's true. Oh, no. 1A pencil. Wait. Oh, no. So 2024, 2025. He's a redshirt junior. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Who's the other true freshman going to the finals from Oklahoma? It's not Robadoo. Whatever. Cody Merrill? Kevin says, drop a link, I'll pop off. Kevin, not tonight, homie. Not tonight. I'm going to dip out soon. Kevin. Just enjoy. Just enjoy the stream right now, Kevin. You could drop the link in the chat and I'll watch it, Kevin. I'll make you a mod right now. Add as a moderator. Kevin, if you want to drop your highlights. Kevin Malaric YouTube. All right. Let's take a look at Kevin. One second. Kevin Millard. Which one should I look at? W Kevin, real ones only. 11 years ago. IHSA championship, 103 pounds, Stag High School 2010. Kevin Millard in the state championship 2010. Soldier up, Kevin. 103 pounds is crazy. All right, let's watch Kevin. We got to watch the whole match. Wait, Kevin said to watch the first one. Bro, the first one's 19 minutes. Holy shit, he got the Soldier theme music is crazy. Homie been a soldier since 2010. Homie been a soldier since 2010. He got the Soldier theme music. Kevin keeps saying first. Did you lose this one or something? Which one are you, the red or black? Are you red or black, Mr. Kevin? Kevin, you red or black? Blast that music. Are you red or black? Needed. Homie, we can't keep watching until we know who we're watching. Bro, it's not even playing. Kevin. Orange. That finally we got the answer. Kevin's in the orange. All right, we watching with the music. Soldier up. Two. Almost two. Two. Look at Kevin locked in here. Look at Kevin locked in here. Useless says we can't be playing the music. I agree. No more music. Damn. Good shit right there, Kevin. Good shit right there, Kev. Damn, Kevin looking to run him over. Getting some tilt points. How many points near fall was that? Kevin says, fuck copyright. Shout out to Kevin. I'll pay revenue. Shout out to Kev. Kev calls neutral or what? Was that calling for neutral? Kev likes that 2-on-1. Good shit. 2 again. 2 again for Kev. Okay, let's fast forward to Kevin just getting his hand raised. Oh shit, this is like multiple matches. There he is, winning. There's Kevin winning. Look at him. Kevin won. State champ. State champ. The best day of Kevin's life right there. Okay, I wanted to look up 2 things. How many true freshmen competing for Oklahoma? The team has 4 true freshmen. Oh, Landon Robidoux is a true freshman. So Robidoux and Forrest are both into the finals as true freshmen. Damn. As of March 2026, the Oklahoma State wrestling team has 4 true freshmen competing in the finals of the 2026 NCAA Wrestling Championships. Damn. Marking a historic performance for the team, 3 specific wrestlers are Jax Forrest, Sergio Vega, and Landon Robidoux, and Cody Merrill. Damn. Holy shit. Kevin wants me to play the first one, and now he's saying, okay. All right, Kevin, you're going to drop a dub on the PayPal? All right, Kevin. Man, he says, Kevin, we've seen enough, but chill out. He doesn't want to, Kev. Let him be. Fuck it, Dove. Kev, we're not playing the music, homie. You don't call all the shots. You know, we're doing enough. Need music. We're not doing the music. I'll give you a little bit of music just because I'm curious about the song. We're good on that music. The other music was better. Bro, this is like a fast-forwarded wrestling match, Kevin. What's so great about this? We're not watching all 19 minutes. Is there a specific moment you want to watch out of this first one, Kevin? I will be here every single day next 90 days. My man, useless. Thank you. Manny says, how much are you going to spend on PayPal? Space Kid says, just donate on stream. Yeah, sure. It could be wherever. Wait till the end. Bro, we're not watching the whole 19 minutes, Kevin. Yeah. Sorry, Kevin. I'm assuming Kevin's the white guy. The chat is turning. Everyone was all for Kevin for a little bit. Nice little pin from Kevin there. Or no, Kevin's the bottom, I think. Yeah, Kevin's the bottom. If I'm not mistaken. Orange singlet, right? That's my brother. Well, hell yeah. Wrestling in the family. That's my big bro on top. Wait, are you on the bottom, or are you and your brother wrestling here or what? Kevin's mouth got him his downfall. Kevin versus brother? Is that what this is? Oh no. So we're just watching Kevin's brother now. Think, Jacob, you fool. That is true. That is true. How could they be wrestling in the same grade? I was just confused as to why Kevin wants us to watch his brother. He bred me to a state title. He got me into wrestling. You fast forwarded too far. Sorry, Kevin. We're done with this now. We're done with that now. We don't even know what we're watching necessarily. I said rewind. Kevin, no one cares. Whatever. Kevin, where's that dono? Where's that dono? Yeah, pay up in PayPal. Shout out to Kev. Jacob, my kinfolk, do you still love me? I still love you, homie. I still love you. Even though you're probably teed up right now. Even though you're probably teed up right now. You probably zooted. What's the word you said? You commented something the other day. Oh, you're probably geeked right now. Kevin is probably geeked as we speak. No one cares because most of you are cheetah eating nerds. Useless says Kevin scammed hard. Kevin pulled a Khabib, LOL. I'm good. Shout out to Kevin. All right, so that's probably, I mean, boys, there's nothing. I'm scrolling the For You page right now, and it's just recycled shit. You know, no one gives a fuck about Eddie Hearn. Well, let's watch this. It's just what he does. Sergio Vega gets the pin against Elijah Griffin of Ryder. Oh, this was yesterday. Never mind. Damn, Younger Batista beat AJ Ferrari. People love to see AJ Ferrari lose. Jacob, I'll see you in Discord. Kevin, I'll see you in Discord, big dog. I got you on PayPal, kinfolk. My man. My man. Thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated, homie. Much love, big dog. Let's watch AJ Ferrari lose. He was down 6 points. that was to the number 1 seed. Ferrari lost to the number 1 seed. I believe AJ won his freshman year or something. Landon Robidoux. Shout out to all these guys in the NCAA tournament. Now, one thing I wanted to look up was Jack's Forrest record on Wikipedia. I just wanted to see, what his accolades are so you guys can know it. Look at this. Freestyle record, he beat Vito twice, 2-0 at Fargo last year at the U.S. World Team Trials, bro, to make the U.S. World Team. Homie's currently 19 years old. He turned 19 in October. When he beat Vito, that was in July. So homie was 18 at the time when he beat Vito. Vito, who's Vito? He a national champion wrestler. He was our representative. Gold medalist at the Belgrade, World Championships. In 2023, Belgrade. Two-time NCAA champion, 2020 and 2023. So that's who Jax Forrest beat when he was 18 years old, not even competing a lick in college yet. He beat Vito, the world team member, the world gold medalist, the 2-time national champion, high schooler. Jax Forrest beat him last year, 2025 in July when he was 18. Then he competed at the World Championships. He won his first 3 matches, lost his last 2. Went to the U23 World Championships and won that shit. Gold, 61 kgs. He didn't place, though, at the 2025 World Championships. But that's who this young buck is. That's who this young buck is. Coming into college, 133-pounder, going for a national title his true freshman year. The hell? I just heard something. Jax Forrest is the real deal, Holyfield kinfolk. Facts, he is. Kevin says 1 minute timeout. Kevin, no timeout. Kevin, no more timeout. You have to let him be free, Kevin, or I have to remove you as mod. You gotta let you if you're arguing with somebody, you gotta let him be. One minute is just. He disrespected me. You can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. If you guys are gonna talk shit, it needs to be fair. You guys gotta just talk your shit. It's freedom of speech in this bitch. Imagine if I did that. Imagine if I fucking gave the boys a timeout. Can't be doing that. You better mod me, bud. Kevin, that was out of pocket, homie. That was out of pocket, you doing that. You might have to earn back my trust, homie, because it wasn't even an hour of you being mod and that shit happened, you know? I don't know what that was about, Kevin. I got no clue what that was about. David Panda's back in here. Sorry about that, David Panda. I do have to apologize. Sorry about that, David Panda. Brian C says, Kevin trying to big brother you, bro. Damn. Damn. Kevin, is that what's going on? See, the chat's not appreciating it, Kevin. You can't play games with me because the chat's not going to like that. They're already sticking up. You know. So hopefully that's not the case, Kevin. You know, hopefully there's no big dogging taking place. But shout out to everybody. Now we just getting spicy with it. Look at all this drama in the chat now. Kev, I do know one thing though. Wrenches, they come and go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday. Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying. Someone fucking save me. I'm dying. Oh my goodness gracious. Tyler Betts killed me with that. Monday to Sunday, yo. Oh, too good. Too good. You want your 20. I mean, you're going to... shit. Give the 20. Don't give the 20. I ain't tripping. Damn, make a poll and let us decide if Kevin should be banned or not. Oh my gosh, even you're retarded. Damn. Oh my, I've never seen a turn like this in the history. I've never seen a turn like this. Oh man, he says we want Kevin around though. Okay. Should I fuck with Kevin? Kevin, my kinfolk. But I don't know. Kevin be acting wild tonight, it seems. Get Kevin on the call. No, we did a call this week already. We're not going to do another one. We don't got nothing to talk about. Look at my wrestling highlights, question mark. We already did. Okay, well, it seems like this might be my cue to go, to be honest. I'm the real deal. This might be my cue to just head on out. Just for the simple fact that, you know, Kevin's jester maxing. Oof. Oh, shout out to Space Kid. You guys are killing me. Damn, man, he goes, Kevin, you ain't shit. Kevin, this is crazy. Kevin, this is crazy. You got to win back the masses, Kevin. Kevin, you got to win back the masses. Jacob, make sure the guy at the gym don't stalk you. Thank you, homie. Thank you. No, I got that homie spinning his wheels. That homie's still following me at the gym. So I switched, or actually, shit, I'm not going to speak on it. Because homie could be watching the streams. But I will tell you guys this. The other night when I went to the gym, homie saw me. And he's like, Jacob. And I completely heard him. Completely ignored him too. Completely heard him. Completely ignored him. Kevin says, if you don't mod me right now, I won't ban any more. Or timeout. No more timeouts. That's a promise. I'm not opposed to making you a mod again, Kevin. Not opposed to making you a mod again. But I just need you to understand how serious you know, the responsibility of being a mod is, and it's really not that serious, but it's very serious, you know, the silencing of the chat. You know, that is a very serious offense. Borderline felony offense. So for that reason, Kevin, we will not be making you a mod again tonight. You know, maybe tomorrow, like I said, I'm not opposed to it, but you need to understand that, you know, that's a great offense. That's a great offense. You know, 1 minute timeout over an argument. It just needs to be, you know, it can't be glossed over. It can't be patched up in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I know, but you did it. You did it, Kevin. You did it. So maybe tomorrow. Yeah, there we go. Try again tomorrow. Exactly. I was just going to say, maybe tomorrow. You know, maybe tomorrow. You're a soldier, homie, and I'm not opposed to it. But, you know, it needs to be, we need to know, you know, just, it needs to be felt a little bit more. It needs to be felt a little bit more, you know. We'll sleep on it. We'll come back to it tomorrow. We'll explore it in the morning. Number 1, I'm a soldier and a state champion. You are. You are, homie, Kevin, and no one can take that away from you, big dog. No one can take away that 103-pound state title you earned back in 2010. Not a single person. That's yours forever. Just like all the men today that became All-Americans, no one can ever take that from them. No one can ever take that from them. Stop glorifying rats. Oh. Shout out to Useless dropping the Hamzat emoji. All right, boys. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Shit, I'll see you guys in the morning. Not too long now. Less than 12 hours. Less than 12 hours, I'll see you guys. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready for me to pop back on screen in less than 12 hours. I'll be on here. Fights start at 10 a.m., right? I'll be on here probably 11 a.m. So I'll see all you boys tomorrow, okay? I'll be here tomorrow. Shout out to Useless. W Stream, shout out Manny. Tyler Betts, Kev got the cancel me emoji. Shout out to Tyler Betts. Tyler Betts be dropping the best chats, I swear. All right, I'm going to shout out the streets. But I do need to just specifically say it to you boys. I will see you guys, right? Make sure you tune in tomorrow to the live stream and Fight Companion for UFC London. Okay, I'll see you guys all there, but I expect to see you guys in there. Okay, everybody in the streets that I'm about to shout out, you know, I expect to see the majority of you guys in there. I recognize not everybody's going to be in there tomorrow, but the majority should be in there. All right, so once again, shout out to the streets. Like the stream if you didn't run up the likes yet. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Shit, tonight was a low stream, so shit, I'll be surprised if we get 25 likes, but 25 likes is the goal. I'll see everybody in tomorrow's live stream. All right, peace out to Manny Moron. Peace out to Kevin. Peace out to Otto. Peace out to Useless. Peace out to Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Peace out to Tyler Betts. Peace out to Space Kid. Peace out to Tony Sal. Peace out to Jew. Peace out to You Retarded. Peace out to David Panda. Peace out to Brian C. Peace out to Useless. Shout out to Useless once again. Shout out to David Dean. Lots of you boys, same boys in here tonight. Anyone else? Tonight was for the hardcores. Shout out to you boys. Peace out, Nitro. Well. And that's all I could see. So peace out to all you boys. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody tap into the stream tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.